At this point in time, Keith, why don't you open up and let our listeners know exactly what you're up to? I know we have a guest on the line, and thank you very much, Mr. Eldridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
AshEL Eldridge is on the line.
Okay.
How you doing, AshEL?
What's going on? How's it going?
Good. I was going to tell the listening audience exactly what the Pursuit of a Green Planet is, and then we'll get into a little bit of how you play a part and all of that, okay?
Sounds good.
So I wanted to let people know that when I started here at 1150 AM kknw doing the Keith Tucker Show, I really wanted to tackle diverse issues and really kind of, explore issues that pertain to the hip hop community and to young people. And somebody introduced me to vegetarianism and a vegan diet, and I thought it was a great topic to take care of on the radio and to go into. And another person mentioned, well, why don't you go on a vegetarian diet? And so to make a long story short, in the film project that we're doing now, Pursuit of a Green Planet, I am going to go on a vegan diet. My body's going to become an experiment. Over the last 3 years, I've assembled a team of some of the top experts around the country, experts in the green movement, doctors, holistic health people, people in the hip-hop community that are activists, that are green, that are vegetarian and vegan, that are going to assist me in this process to find out where our food comes from, where it's processed, and how we can live in balance with ourselves and the planet. So the first person that we have on the show today, AshEl Eldridge, he's a hip-hop MC. He's a community activist. He's originally from Chicago, but he's living in the Bay Area now. He's a Green Fellow and an educator for the Alliance for Climate Education in Oakland. He's the co-founder of the United Roots and the Green Youth Arts Media Center in Oakland. And he has many other titles, and one of them is hip-hop MC. How you doing, AshEl?
I'm good. Glad to be here, Keith. What's up, man?
So we were talking about a little bit about the film project, but I wanted to find out, why is hip-hop green to you, and what can hip-hop do for veganism and young people and health, and why you're involved in that specific aspect of hip-hop culture?
Well, for me, I mean, I grew up in Chi-Town, just eating the regular American diet. My grandmother actually passed away from diabetes and had to get a leg amputated. So, I'm not, just like most, African-American, low-income communities, we're no stranger to, visiting a hospital and getting these reports back of high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, and things of that nature, asthma. So as a hip-hop artist and growing up with hip-hop, and seeing, listening to KRS-One, Beef, and listening to Poor Righteous Teachers, and listening to Dead Prez and how they went and took that journey to veganism and vegetarianism as a part of being strong in a movement, I had to take the same suit, and I see hip-hop as a global, force. So it's the perfect timing and a really great moment for this film that you're putting out and for hip-hop artists to occupy the stage.
I appreciate that, man. We kind of got in contact when I was in Oakland doing that green dinner, and I appreciate you coming out and performing. Eddie, we did a green dinner in Oakland, and he came and performed for the kids, and it was a really good, positive experience. Real quick, while we have you, too, I want to ask you, so why do you think what we're doing is so important to young people, and what do you think young people are going to get out of the film? Because you've got we're announcing today the campaign that we're on. We're doing a funding campaign for Pursuit of a Green Planet. People can go to hiphopisgreen.com and just click show your support. And, when they get there, they're going to get the album that you put out with J.Bless. So, again, why do you think this film is important for young people and their health and the community, at large?
Yeah, well, I mean, the reason why I put out Earth Amplify, for example, was because I figured there needed to be a green sort of message in hip-hop that's not like on some Barney, like just hippie vibe, but really just real about the environment, about health, things like that. So, because I was working with youth that are like, living on the streets, hustling, things like that, I ventured in that space of like, how do I actually communicate to that community so they understand that they can be their worst own enemy, continuing to visit like the corner store just for the nourishment, or KFC or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. And, given this moment in history right now where we're at, where we're talking about external revolutions and rebellions and people are shifting society to a better way, the way that they think it suits them in the community. I think hip hop has a crucial role in just really like, you know, letting the youth know that it's all good. It's no longer like a corny thing or, you know, something that's whack. You can actually hook it up, and most people that you know, Russell Simmons, people like that, you know, people are going that direction because it's just better for you, you know. So it's just out of love and compassion, you know, knowing what's coming down the pipe for communities, and also wanting our communities to be strong and healthy.
Yeah, and I looked around too. I think you know, yours is probably one of the first green hip hop albums. Can you name some of the people that you have on the album, and we'll talk about it for a minute?
Yeah, I got Zumbi from Zionite, excuse me, Killer Priest from Wu-Tang, you know, and Stickman. He's on a couple of the tracks too, from Dead Prez. I also have a good friend of mine, West from Chi-Town on it. And a lot of my crew in Brooklyn, we worked on it too. And really, it came out of, you know, I was working with Van Jones at Green for All, and I was doing national organizing, National Day of Action for Green Jobs. It's right before Obama's campaign, like around that same time, 2008. And there was a lot of, sure, we were already dealing with job loss and all that, but, you know, Katrina had just happened, all these things that happened. So we were visiting all these places around the country, and we saw that there really was a movement for urban gardening, for healthy living, really just revamping, taking on where the Panthers had left off and Martin Luther King, but just making it a 2011 level, and you're actually making it, put more in that green element of that red, black, and green movement, right?
Yeah.
And pulling that back up. So how do we get economics and how do we get health at the same time for our communities? And then, so from looking at that, I was like, you know what? Every movement needs a soundtrack. You know, every movement needs some music to go along with it. And met these artists along the way, these people I just mentioned, and then boom, I stopped the album.
Man, that is wonderful too. And I just want to let people know too, when you go to hiphopisgreen.com, you click support, show your support. It'll take you to our campaign fundraising page. We want to have people right now to let people know that, hey, you can contribute. And when you can contribute, you get things like Earth Amplified by AshEL and his CD, and you get books, and you get DVDs, and you get all of these different perks. But most importantly, you're helping us to achieve our dream of making this film a reality and bringing health to our community. So AshEL, I appreciate you coming on, bro, and I'll talk to you soon. We're going to take a break.